In today's video, I'm going to show you guys 37 tips inside of LEGO Fortnite which you may not know, from stacking chests on top of each other to mining resources with no tools and even unlimited health. Let's get into this and show you guys what we've got. But if you haven't already, roughly 98% of you guys aren't already subscribed, so make sure you tap that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. Okay, number one. This is a basic one, but the first thing you want to focus is upgrading that crafting bench. You're going to need to do that because it's going to give you better tools to progress a lot faster throughout the game. Number two is the shield is really useful against the rollers. You can actually use the shield to kind of stun them. So hold your shield out, block it, and it will stun them, and you can take them out with your sword. Pretty good one, and it can be really effective. But not only that, they can instantly be eliminated inside of water. So if you take the rollers to water, or any mob actually, this includes the brutes, they can easily be eliminated in water. If you break a crafting bench that's been upgraded, you'll still get all your materials. So this is great if you want to take it around different biomes. It's really going to come in handy. I think I recommend this one. Okay, so for number 5, this is kind of a glitch, but really effective, and I recommend doing it. So if you place 3 foundations, wooden foundations on top of each other, exactly like I'm doing here, and then break the bottom one, what you can do is you can actually push this around and use it to farm any materials. Look at this. You can use it to farm wood dead quickly. You can use it to farm rocks dead quickly. I highly recommend doing this if you want to speed up the game as quickly as possible. Okay, so this is a super weird one, but if you quickly eat food and then spam melee your bed, basically this will give you endless health regen. Check it out against these skeletons. It's just so funny. This even works in the hot and cold biomes as well, so it's a really cool glitch. I recommend using it if you need it. Okay, number 7. If your tools are damaged and you want to heal them quickly to increase their duration, basically put them inside of a chest and then break the chest, and this will cause the tools to reset with full duration. This is super effective. I highly recommend doing this if you're in a cave. It's going to come in really handy. Definitely worth doing. Next up is if you are looking for caves, you can just find them in open fields or open sand biomes or open snow biomes. Just keep an eye out for them because they can be a little bit disguised. They do look like this, so make sure you do spot them and go into them if you find them. Also, the next one is if you do go mining, make sure you take lots of tools, and if you don't want to do the chest glitch, because you do not want to miss out on any resources. Coming in with number 10, I highly recommend doing this. Once you get some villagers in your village, you can actually ask them to live here, but not only that, you can get them to follow you. This I highly recommend because they're super strong, super durable, and they will tag along with you on the adventure. So definitely worth doing. They're going to help you out a lot. Coming in with number 11, this tip's actually really handy when you've got your villager following you. Make sure you give them different tools. You can give them swords, axes, and pickaxes. And the reason you want to do this is because when you're on your adventure, they can use these to actually take out the enemies. They can also stun lock the enemy for you, so the enemy targets them, and you can then deal damage to the enemy without them dealing damage to you. You can get them to mine things for you. If you hit it, then the villager will start mining it as well. So this is really going to help you farm stuff a lot faster. You're going to get materials quicker. One of the downsides to having a villager with you is they will use durability on their items you give them. So a little tip is give them the weapons the skeletons drop, because they drop quite a bit. You're probably not going to need them, so just give them and they'll use them. When you're trying to reach higher resources inside a cave, use stairs. They're super cheap. With 2 wood cost, you can build up and reach some of the better resources. If you're always getting lost in caves, don't worry. You can actually throw down torches to lead your way back to the entrance. So make sure you leave a few trails of torches, follow them back, and you'll be fine. Also, the entrance glows white like this when it's daytime outside, so do take advantage of that to exit when it's daytime, as if you're stacked from the cave, you don't want to die in the night. The next tip I've got is watch out for these skeletons with these pirate hats. You're going to want to take these out because they drop blast powder, which is going to come in really handy for stuff like thrusters, switches, and more. For tip number 17, it's quite simple, but if you're lost at any point in the game, simply prioritize upgrading your village, and this will unlock more recipes and progress throughout the game. That's the same with exploring as well. In other biomes, you'll unlock different prefabs, and that means the next tip is actually going onto beds, because while you're exploring out there, you'll want to get more villagers invited in, and by having more beds, you can get them in, and then these villagers can do tasks for you while you're away. Super useful. I recommend doing that. For tip number 19, keep an eye out for different seeds that you find, because these are going to come in really handy to grow some of the rarer foods in your plant pots. Here you can see I'm doing this with the snow berries, which are going to come in handy when I go to obviously the desert biome, so I recommend doing this as well for you guys. Anyway, moving on to the next tip. This is on the topic of food. Keep an eye out for what foods you're eating, because each different food has different effects. Some of them increase regen, some of them increase like resistance to cold and heat, some of them reduce hunger. You can see definitely worth consuming the ones that you need in the right moment. Increase stamina here, increase hearts obviously as well. So food is super effective in this game. Definitely watch out for what you're eating. And on the topic of that, for number 21, on the topic of watching out what you're eating, make sure you're not eating your more powerful foods for no reason. Keep them separate in your inventory, keep them away from other stuff. You don't want to get them mixed up, guys. Don't be that fool that wastes all your snowberries just because you were hungry. Next one is the crafting bench. You always want to be upgrading this for better tools, but not only that, it's charms, because charms give you you resistance to different temperatures and also give you extra hearts. You want to be upgrading these charms as quickly as possible and earning the better ones. Next one is hiding items in a plant pot. Once you've already got a seed placed down, you can hide storage inside of these. If your friends are stealing stuff from you, it can be really effective and they'll never know about it. So yeah, use your plant pots to hide items if you want to, if friends are stealing from your chests. So when you're going around and you need some resources from the wildlife, don't forget to drop some vines on the floor. They will actually eat these vines. The more they eat, the more resources they will give. I recommend doing this if you're trying to farm a certain resource and you're struggling to find it. It's an easy tip, and obviously they will give you their resource. You can grab it. Super awesome. The next one I've got for you guys, if you do see these fairy things around the map, they can be a little bit buggy, these glowing fairies. Sometimes they don't always give you the resources. If that's the case, leave the game and join back and it should give you it. Next one, if you do see any animals, wildlife especially, and you've got space in your inventory, always pet them. You know, you don't want to waste the opportunity because you'll need these resources later on in the game to craft some stuff, so always pet them when you see them. This one here is something I messed up. I found these scoundrels. Look out for them because they are not friendly. I thought at first they were going to help me, I was going to save them, but it was not the case. They attacked me and did a little bit of damage to me, but I was okay. So watch out for that trap, guys. They can bait you in. Scoundrels are hostile. Something I messed up on there. The next one I've got for you guys is Village Square. You can place multiple of these all over the map wherever you want, and I recommend doing it as you adventure out so you don't have to go all the way back to craft stuff and get stuff. Just remember though that each village square requires its own upgrades. This will help you unlock new prefabs if you do it in different environments. I highly recommend it. Also, when constructing a new village, you can assign your spawn point to here by assigning your bed. Definitely worth doing in case you die near a cave or something that you're looting in this area. If you're a bit stuck in the game and you can't find the next biome for some reason, you can't see tall mountains like snow or desert, you can actually ask the NPCs. They'll tell you where to go, and kind of this one here, you can see Raptor tells us to head west if you want to head to that biome. So it can be useful. Talk to them if you need some extra tips, but to be honest, you should be able to see them from where you are if you get up somewhere pretty high. If you're struggling to fill the bar needed to upgrade your village, I recommend placing down grills. They're the cheapest thing to build. They only cost 20 granite. If you've got lots of that stone, get it placed down, get these grills spammed out, and they'll help you upgrade that village really easily on that upgrade bar. I recommend doing that. And get the glider built as quickly as you can. The glider is going to help you with movement, help you rotate around the map, get up to higher places, and just help you get back to your base quickly and more efficiently. Definitely recommend it. Some of the building stuff at the minute isn't that good, like balloons or cars. Also, movement in the river. A little tip for you guys is when you're swimming downstream, you can go up and swing your sword to not use as much stamina. If you do have stamina set on, this is a little tip for you guys. You can attack in the air, jump and attack, and you'll move faster down the river using less stamina. I recommend this tip. Brutes can actually farm some rare materials for you early in the game if you don't have the right tools to farm them, like Flexwood. You can simply get the brutes to actually hit these materials and you should be set to go. You can get a lot of rare stuff from this and quick mining techniques. Just be careful you don't get eliminated. Make sure you dodge. Also, next up, we've got crafting benches or any workstations. Make sure you place multiple of these down in your village because the NPCs that you get doing jobs can glitch out sometimes and they won't actually end up doing any jobs if they don't have multiple ones to work with. And finally, a good storage tip for you is to use the thin floors to stack chests on top of each other. This saves so much room and solves the issue of chests not being able to be stacked, guys. Get on this. It's a super useful tip. Don't forget, if this video has helped you out and you want to support me further, please consider popping in code POST to your item shop. It really does go a long way and help the channel go further. Any other tips I make will be on screen right now.